Surprise! Hi everybody. I'm going live and I didn't tell anyone, so we'll see who shows up. If not, and you're watching the replay, welcome. I've just been kind of lax about going live, and what I wanted to do was make something that will brighten up your evening. So I'm going to make a shake, a peppermint shake. And even though I do a lot with the Ninja Creami, sometimes I don't have pints. Like right now, I don't have any pints of exactly what I want. So I'm gonna do this no ice cream shake. Some of you guys have seen this before. I have a pumpkin spice version. I think I might have a caramel version, but I'm gonna make it tonight. Oh yay, Jill's here, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. It's an impromptu live excitement. Oh, and hey Trish, it's good to see you. So it's been a little while since I've made one of these ice creamless shakes, and we're gonna make it a few different ways. I know most of you here are whole food plant-based, no oil, so that will be covered. SOS, maybe. I'm gonna have options for you. So today, since I'm gonna put peppermint candy on the top of my shake, I'm gonna use agave nectar or peppermint syrup. However, you could use something else. Oh, Marcus is here. See, Marcus, I promised I would go live, and look, here I am. Oh, Jackie, you're closing up and driving home. Welcome. I'm so glad. Oh, T.S., thank you for being here. I think I over-peopled last week. We went to 4 Thanksgivings in a row. They were wonderful. We actually didn't overeat in any way because we went to 4 of them. So I probably ate the less on my plate every time than any Thanksgiving previous. We went live for the last one. We are going to kind of recap those another time. But Cheryl and I ate some leftovers earlier, and I was like, oh, I want to make a shake. Hey, Ron, it's good to see you. You guys tell me how your holidays were in the comments. I'd love to know. So this mysterious ice creamless shake, think of it kind of like you would a Frappuccino if you go to Starbucks, right? So if you've ever tried to just put non-dairy milk, ice, and stuff in a blender and blend it, you'll find that it all separates out. So we need something, an emulsifier. Xantham gum, and actually, I touched this and I bring it out. Xantham gum is actually what's in Frappuccino mix and some other commercial things. So some people are weird about it and some people aren't. So you could use, and if you're using xantham gum, mix it up well. If you use too much, it's gonna feel like you have gel in your mouth. So you're really gonna use like 1/8 to 1/4 of a teaspoon. But I'm gonna show you a more natural way. Oh, thanks, Marcus. Marcus says it's great to see my excitement when people come in. I'm the most overly excitable person, I think, on the planet, and I'm okay with that. But also, and Tanya's here. Oh, Tanya says, I didn't know you were going live. Neither did I. Okay, I did a couple of hours ago, but I wasn't sure what I was going to do. So these are some chia seeds. I'll let you see this from overhead where it's a little bit easier. So this is just my little Ninja blender. This could be a Blendtec. This could be just a plain spice grinder. I got the spice grinder attachment for it, and I like this because this motor is heavier. So I had ground chia seeds, and I don't know where they are now. I'm gonna grind all these up. I'm gonna live a big milkshake drinking life. Tanya says, clearly I'm an excitable person too, right? You know, it's okay. Actually, I don't even know if you'll see this because this is so old, but I'm just gonna let this run. Guess who overfilled it? That would be me, because that is always me. I love to overfill things. Okay, there is a lot of noise involved. So it's really, actually I'll show you from here again. It's just ground up. It's not perfect, but it's more ground. It's maybe like medium ground. It's not coarse. And what we don't want to do is have it basically make little jelly, kind of almost like mini bobas or something in here. We just want it to kind of go, I'm going to hold everything together for you because you're my very favorite. That's what I hear it saying. Those of you who are less delusional than me, I'm not sure what you may be hearing. Oh, yay, Kitty Mommy's here. Yay, you guys. This is awesome. I know I haven't been impromptu live in a few weeks, so that usually slows that down. Okay, so we've got the chia seeds. You could use xantham gum if you have some. You're not going to want to use something like cornstarch or arrowroot or tapioca that needs heat to activate it because we're trying to make a cold drink. So heating it up does the exact opposite. I'm going to use my little Vitamix, but you could use something else too. So the first thing we're going to do is kind of make our milk. Because you know what else I'm out of right now is milk. We used all of it. So I'm going to use oats. You could use nuts or something else if you want to. Oats are really good for you. They're cheap. We're just using rolled oats. So I'm going to put about a half a cup of rolled oats in here. Since this is a shake, I'm not going to strain this milk out. That's why I'm calling it in the rabbit ears milk. And I'm going to make the main base be vanilla peppermint. I'm going to serve half of it and then put some chocolate in for Cheryl. Okay, we're not going to put, well, actually, we can go ahead and put our chia seeds in. We're going to put like about a tablespoon should do it. We might need, a teaspoon. Put a teaspoon, so a half a cup of oats, a teaspoon ground chia. And let's just, I'm going to put the water till it's about we're going to put about 4 cups of water in here, or 3.5. Let's do 3.5. I can always add more water. It's harder to add everything else. So we're going to make this blended. And another thing we can do right now, and I'll talk about a couple of these. I'm going to show you how to make a peppermint syrup with vegan sugar and some peppermint extract, hopefully, because I just realized, I'm like, I don't think I got my peppermint extract out. Marcus says, I love being delusional. It makes life so much easier. Right? Right, exactly. Now I'm like, I have to go look. Oh, here we go. Is there enough in there? Yeah, there's plenty in there. I have my old one. I have some fancier ones. We could go ahead and put our peppermint in here. It's not going to hurt it. And you're going to do this to taste. So you might even start out with a little 1/8 of a teaspoon. I'm going to put, that was probably about 8 or 10 drops. It was probably about, because at some point it's going to start smelling like house cleaner to people. Cheryl doesn't like the peppermint as strong as I do. You can put that in and put your sweetener in. Now, if I wanted to let this run for a little while, since I have oats in here, the hotter it gets, the slimier the oat milk will become. So we want to do it a little bit more than if we were making oat milk as far as blending it, so that it blends really well and we don't have chunks of oats. If you're making just oat milk, the cheapest oat milk in the world, use like a half cup of oats, 3.5 cups of water and a half a cup of ice, blend it all together. It won't get hot. Strain it. There you go. Just don't blend it too long in a BlendTec, Vitamix, or other high-speed blender because it'll start cooking it. But on the other hand, you can make oat nacho cheese that way, and you can get that recipe on healthyslowcooking.com. Oh, some people are here. Yay! Hey, everybody. Say hey to me. I could use that today. Marcus has a good question. What's vegan sugar? Isn't sugar always vegan? A lot of times in Europe, it could be. So in the US, we often use bone char to filter that sugar. And so usually it will say vegan sugar on it. It's this is one that I get actually at Aldi's, and I think it's from Mexico, and it's super inexpensive. So I try to be real clear about that because different people have different ranges. So today, and this could cause some controversy, so let's take a deep Zen breath before we talk about sweeteners, because sweeteners are always controversial. And like I said, we're going to do an SOS option, but there's going to be sugar in this one. Okay, and Tanya says in Canada, sugar is vegan. So I know that Domino Sugar as a brand uses bone char for sure, because I met them at a conference and we were talking about doing something together. My first question is it vegan? And she goes, we don't work with vegans. So that was a big no. Now, if you don't have rolled oats, get some. No, you could use cashews. It's just going to make a richer. So if I was making this instead of for our compliant snack for the evening, if I was making this maybe for omnivores, I might make it with cashews because it's going to be thicker and richer, although it's pretty awesome just with oats. It's not a bad thing, trust me. But you could use, I wouldn't really use almonds unless you've soaked them. Cashews, another thing to use is pecans. You could do like a pecan, use dates and have a pecan date. Even put some cocoa and have a turtle milkshake. Oh, I think most organic sugar would be vegan, but I haven't researched that. Hey Janet, it's awesome to see you. How is it in Arkansas? Okay, so as people are coming in, once again, I will try and repeat. I think I did half a cup of oats, about 3.5 cups of water. We did a teaspoon of ground chia seeds and about a 1/4 teaspoon of peppermint extract. Now for the controversial part, nobody yell at me. I'm going to use agave nectar. And agave nectar is the devil in some circles. So is sugar. So is maple sugar, coconut sugar, stevia, all the things. So someone hates every sweetener. So if you want to make this SOS, okay, first off, could you use dates or maple syrup in this? You could, but I don't recommend it because both of those have very strong flavors and that's going to overpower the peppermint. Like peppermint maple, I'm not sure how I feel about that, right? I know. and just everybody just, you can use whatever you want. And that's the beauty of this. Like in fact, if all you had was dry sugar like this, we could have put warm water, put the water in the sugar and blended it until it got a little bit warm. And then add the other ingredients, and that would melt the sugar. I'm also going to show you how to make a quick peppermint syrup. And I love these guys. These are Portland syrups. Oh, I'm not going to put bananas in, but see, everybody hates something. I'm putting ice in later. So no, bananas and peppermint also, I would say hard no. But that's me. That may not be your experience, and that's okay. Okay, so this is the Portland syrups, and I just like them. They have some delightful flavors. It's not SOS because it does have organic cane sugar, organic peppermint leaves, organic spearmint leaves, organic peppermint concentrate, and citric acid. But for like a bar syrup, it's very clean. It may or may not fit into your personal diet. You could use frozen cauliflower, but we're using ice. We're making this easy. This is the easiest thing I know that everybody has. TS says, if you use oat milk, does it continue to get thicker as it sits with, like oat milk? Not really, because it's the water to oat ratio is so much higher. So what happens is the oats get warm, they do soak up more things. The same way as cooked pasta. You know, if you leave cooked pasta in a soup, it just kind of keeps sucking all that soup and broth up. Is it a bad thing or a good thing? That depends on how you feel about it. So today's show is actually not really about making an ice creamless shake. It's about feelings and honoring your inner desires. Marcus, I hope you're laughing as loud as I am. Okay, and if you want to make it creamier, the oats are going to make it creamy. The chia seeds are going to pull it together. But like frozen cauliflower would work if you didn't have ice for some reason, and it's going to be creamier. You might have to change the amount of sweetener. We're saying sweetener to taste. Now this is what I was thinking for my SOS friends, because a lot of SOS friends do not use maple syrup, but they would use dates, and dates are just going to overpower this and not be so nice. So I think you could put pears. This is pears and juice. So when I do Ninja Creamies, when I do sorbets, I do a can of this and fresh fruit. Maybe some balsamic vinegar, maybe a spice, maybe an herb, who knows. But like I've made strawberry balsamic sorbet that way. So it is really the only sweetener. While strawberries can be sweet, some are going to be sour, and I found that it still kind of works out. You're going to have to play with this a little bit. But pear tends to take a real step into the background. Applesauce is not always taking that same step as far away, but you could try that. I am going to put about, I don't know, 3 long squirts. What is that? Maybe 2.5 tablespoons, I'm guessing. But I'm going to change it up as we're tasting this. Oh, good. Marcus says he is laughing with me. Excellent. Okay. Okay. Now, I want to show you something so you understand that this is not going to be perfectly, you see how there's still some little tiny bits of oats? I'm not going to be as OCD as I usually am, which will come as a shock, but there will be spatulas involved, so don't worry. OCD is never far behind, or my cheapness that I like to call OCD. Since I'm going to go ahead and add some more stuff in here, I am going to take these little oat pieces so that maybe they will become less oat pieces. But once this is frozen, you're not going to feel them. And trust me, because I feel them all the time. Like, I am definitely a princess and the pea sort of situation. I saw something icky on that spatula, so I'm switching spatulas. All right. I'm going to taste it. You always, when you're making something like this, you have to taste it. Okay, so what I'm tasting for, it should be a little sweeter than what I want it to be, because we're going to add a bunch of ice. Is it peppermint enough? Is it sweet enough? I'm going to add just a tad, like maybe a teaspoon more sweetener. I'm going to add maybe a 1/16 to an 1/8 of a teaspoon. And obviously, I'm just guessing. That's like about 4 drops. If you have, there's some extract that's like super, super, super strong. You don't want to use this much of that. You want to go drop by drop, because I was trying some and it was a little hairy. And while we're getting some other stuff together, these little chia seeds will be trying to soak stuff up too. I like that better. Okay. So what are we going to do next? I'm going to get the ice. So I'm getting ice, and you could get it out of your refrigerator. I'm going over here to my fancy dancy nugget ice maker. This is, and I am going to do a show probably this week about the 3 things I have that you don't need. And this would be one of them. It's kind of expensive, but Cheryl and I use a lot of ice. And so I don't know what I'm going to do, Marcus, when I come to Europe. I'll send ahead an ice maker. So I'm going to show you this from overhead. Hey, Kimberly, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. And everybody who's here, go ahead and tell us how your holidays were, if you had a holiday, depending on where you are or not. So see how this is real liquidy. It's not perfect. There's still a few little tiny pieces of oats. That's going to be fine. We've tasted it. So rather than tell you how much ice to put in, it's probably going to be about 4 cups. So see how it shakes? That we don't want it to not be able to shake at all. Marcus says he has so many things he doesn't need. Word is all I have to say. Okay, so see how that kind of shakes? It's not going up quite as far. It's got a little more weight to it. And if we look here, it's about half. So I've lost my little plunger, so I may have to stop, but we'll see. I like my shakes also very thick. I like my smoothies very thick. I like the ice in my water to be full. So if you don't want yours thick, you can just use less ice or add more water. You could even add more water in oats, but you are going to end up with some pieces if you do that. We're going to start off slow and then get a little bit faster. And see, the way it's moving tells me that's not enough ice for me. Yeah, not even remotely. You can kind of see it looks like a slush puppy if you're from the US. Cheryl's, and I'm tasting it with the ice. Think we could do a little bit more. Yeah. And one of the reasons I like to show you these without, recipes sometimes is so you can kind of see life is variable. It's okay. I'm going to put the rest of this ice in there. If it's not enough, I'll go get some more. And the only thing, so let's say you wanted to make a caramel one. I think I have, is it pecan? If you look up ice creamless shakes on healthyslowcooking.com, I have a strawberry one, and I think I might have a date pecan one. So the dates, if you're doing that, you want to put them in when you're making the milk so they blend as smooth as possible. And I probably would do 3 to 4 dates if they're McDougall. I did something. It's closer. See how it's not moving as much? And as you can see, I can see from my side, sometimes you'll see a little air bubble. And this is much closer. So if I feel like this isn't holding together well, I could add in some more. And I feel like it is a little bit loose. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little more chia seed in there. But let me take a taste. Oh, Kimberly says, and you taught my daughters for Thanksgiving. They're all descending on me for Christmas. This is great because when you're not talking, explaining all the things, it takes 5 minutes to make. So when someone's, oh, I wish I had dessert. Or, oh, let's go out and do this. Oh, no, let me make you a really fun shake instead. Yeah, I'm going to put maybe another ½ teaspoon of ground chia seeds. Oh, I know what I forgot. Vanilla, because I want this to be a vanilla peppermint shake. Hey, Shari, it's awesome to see you here tonight. I'm going to put probably about a ½ teaspoon of 3/4 of a teaspoon vanilla. Yeah, because I'm drinking just the vanilla peppermint one, and then we're going to make the rest chocolate for Cheryl. And I want to make sure I'm not blending this too long or too hard, or it's going to melt the ice. A real spoon, a real girl spoon. Yes, that is what I'm wanting. So if you take a look, And the chia is going to make it a little bit more together, but see how it's a little bit less watery than it was before already? Okay, so we'll fill mine. Actually, I'll let you see how thick it is from here. Ellen, happy holidays to you too. I'm going to just, oh, I did such a bad job. Oh, happy holidays. Happy messy holidays. Okay, unless you were worried, I just did that in case you were worried about making a mess. I made it for you. Hopefully you feel better now. I'm also going to go ahead and I could have mixed this in. I have some of this organic candy cane stuff that I've used, but if you were doing it for holidays, that's really nice. If you have some mint still growing outside, you could put a mint leaf in there too, and that would be really nice. So this is my vanilla peppermint. It really hits the spot. And actually, at this point, I don't even think it's a quarter cup of oats. It's probably a quarter cup of oats, a tablespoon to 2, depending on you, of sweetener, and the rest is kind of magic. Okay, I'm gonna pour a little bit more in for me. Let's see if I can do it without making as big a mess. Chances are no. But I realize Cheryl's not going to drink all that. I will drink more cold things than Cheryl does. That's closer to equal. So I'm just going to put some cocoa in there. And I think for that amount, I might do 2 tablespoons. If you don't do any kind of cocoa or caffeine, you could use carob, or you could just have the vanilla one. Carol, the kind of vanilla I just use is Costco because it's cheaper. I've used Trader Joe's. From doing the Ninja Creamy books, I have gone through just a lot of vanilla, and it's just expensive. But the Costco one works really well. They also have, I'm trying to think, do I have it out? They have some Costco, oh, I think I do. I think it is over here, yeah. Some vanilla beans. And you could split those, put them with bourbon or alcohol and make your own vanilla for next year if you wanted to. Or a cool Christmas present is to give someone a mason jar, this, and instructions about how to make their own extract. All right, so this is what this looks like. And just because it's going to blow everywhere, I'm going to mix some of it in just so it doesn't all just fluff up to the top. In efforts that probably aren't really going to help me, but what you could have done too if you were just going to make chocolate ones is just put the cocoa in when you put the oats in. And you could use melted chocolate, but then again, you're getting that whole hot to cold ratio thing that we have to kind of be aware of. Okay, so that way it shouldn't all puff up in a cloud. Theoretically. Yay! Okay. And I just wanted to do it real quick. I don't know if Cheryl will come over and taste it and tell me if it's the way she likes it. She's coming. Cheryl's is actually, oh, thanks, Carol. I think it is a nice idea for gifts, and I think what happens is we do too many things. So I also have body powder, and you can use things like peppermint extract. Come on in. Cheryl's in front of the fireplace too. More chocolate or okay?
A little more chocolate.
More chocolate?
Heavy on the mint.
For me, it was just right. You're not saying hey to anybody. You have to say hey to her later. We can do that.
I'll be on later. I'll see you at 9.
She's coming on at 9 for her live for Motivate Your Monday. Oh, Jackie says she's really enjoyed listening on her drive home. I'm not a peppermint person, but creme de menthe and chocolate would taste like an Andes Mint candy. Yes, it would. Marcus says hi, and so does Tanya, Cheryl. Can you not go too far so you can taste and see if this is enough? We can add more too. Jackie says hi too. But you can do so many different things with this, and it's
That's good.
more chocolate. I can do more. It's up to you.
I mean, I wouldn't argue with more chocolate.
Would you like one more?
Yeah.
Okay. That's all you have to say. See how she's difficult? I mean, you are. She's difficult when she's trying not to be difficult. So we put 4 tablespoons or 1/4 a cup for about half or 2/3. And I'm going to go ahead and put just a little bit more ice in here because I feel like it's melting. In the summer, these are going to melt much faster than they are in the winter unless you have your temperature set to the summer. Like I begrudgingly let the heat go up to 65. Wine Anti-Venom, it's good to see you. You want to come taste now while you're right here? And I added a little more ice to it too.
Much better.
Yeah. You want candies on top?
Sure.
Do you want candies mixed in?
What kind of candy?
Peppermint candies.
A little mixed in.
A little mixed in? Okay. Okay, so let's see if I can be neater. Chances are slim, but I can try. If I had some of this left over, I could put it in a Ninja Creami pint and make ice cream from there, which I might do. I could also add in a little coffee and make this into a Frappuccino in the Ninja Creami. You could do the same thing with coffee concentrate, like cold brew concentrate, instead of using water, if you wanted to too. Terry! Yeah, more ice will dilute the chocolate, but cold is most important of all, in my opinion. Oh yeah, Tia says just like the SNL skit, more cowbell, more chocolate. Exactly.
You never have too much.
Cheryl says you can never have too much chocolate. I like chocolate with flavors, and actually Cheryl is finally, we got these new candy bars, these chocolate bars. I'm trying to find the one we just opened. It's this one, lemon coriander. And they're so cool. I'm trying this new platform out for shopping called Flip. So I got them free. They're all vegan, these were, and lemon coriander, and there was like a chocolate cardamom, and they were just really, they are really, really delicious. Tanya says, I'm surprised Cheryl will have stuff tainting her pure chocolate flavor. Yeah. And Tanya says, that's why I like frozen cauliflower. Thickens and doesn't melt and get diluted. These will be eaten pretty quickly or drank pretty quickly. I don't know. Milkshake is kind of in between. But she used to love the Chick-fil-A peppermint milkshakes. And so I've been making these actually for her for a couple of years. I'm just going to kind of stir in some of these candies for her. And so the candies here just look very Christmassy. And I'll give her that. And then we'll make, actually that's really good. It's a nice dark chocolate. Yeah, frozen zucchini and, yeah, frozen zucchini can work too. It can be a little more watery. I think Cheryl went downstairs, so I'll put hers to the side so she can grab it. And I will show you how to make a quick peppermint syrup. Hopefully I have enough peppermint extract in here after doing all that. So I'll show you how to make a base. So I'm doing like about a half a cup of water. This is just an OXO shaker that I use for like dressings. We're going to put about a half a cup of sugar in there. And you can have more candies if you want. To you are Cheryl.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, here, let's do this. So I'm doing about half sugar, half water. And you can do I do it lots of different ways. So I have recipes where you heat it up and where you don't. You can gently shake it. That's what they do at fancy cocktail places. Ooh, frozen white sweet potato. Terry said, I made a dip during Friendsgiving that you want. I don't remember the name. It was the pepper jelly okara cheese spread. I think that, because that's all I made. So if you look here or on healthyslowcooking.com, I've got the okara cheese recipe, which is just okara, which is soybean pulp. So when you make soy milk, you have this soybean pulp left over, a little lactic acid, a little nutritional yeast, and a dash of salt if you do salt. And then I just mixed in some pepper jelly and made a spread out of it. It was good. It was really good. Okay. I'm interested to see how much peppermint is left in here. Oh, okay, good bit. I'm gonna, because I want this to be very pepperminty. And this could also be vanilla syrup. And we can make some other ones if you want. But literally, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put an extract in. Yeah, so Terry, you have access to that recipe right now. I think I put however much pepper jelly I had. I think it was probably 2 to 3 tablespoons. It helps if you tighten this well. And yeah, we still have a few left over. So like on Monday and Thursday, I'm gonna get this towel. We went to the Triangle Vegetarian has Thanksgiving dinners at different restaurants. So we went to 2 of those. One we went live with you guys on Thursday. On Tuesday, my friend ordered some vegan Thanksgiving food from Sol Cucina, and they have kind of a Latin American kind of flair. So there's cornbread stuffing, there was quinoa stuffed acorn squash. Oh, no okara. You could also make it with vegan cream cheese. If you take some vegan cream cheese and pour pepper jelly over it, that's what people in North Carolina do, and serve it with crackers. So I just did that. What else can you do? Miss Terry, I know you're not from here, because there is a bubble tea place here that makes their own soy milk, and they will sell okara. So if you're near Durham, North Carolina, that's the bean flour, and tell them that Kathy sent you. Oh, my crafty adventures, so good to see you. So see how it's, you may not see, but you can see how it's changed, right? It's not all granulated sugar and water. So even now, some of this, it's not probably shaken enough. And what will happen is some of it will come to the bottom. But you just have to shake it for like a minute or 2. Oh, you could use cashew cream, Tanya. The thicker one, like cashew ricotta. Yeah, so you just have to have the patience for it. My cashew cream is more like cream because I hate scraping it down and doing it again. But if you're someone who buys, which I do sometimes too, obviously, fancy syrups, but like, so these, I got peppermint, but they also have things like citrus, passion fruit, and all these super fun flavors. Yeah, you're in Tulsa, Oklahoma. If there's a bubble tree place, I would totally try and see if that's going to work for you. And what I love about these is they're so good. It's got that thickness from oat milk, but it's also kind of light, which is really nice. Okay, so this would be, let's see if this one will show it. You can see where some of the sugar's coming back down. So that didn't actually get dissolved yet. So what'll happen is I'm gonna let it settle. If it's just a little bit like that, I can just shake it up some more and it'll work just fine. So that's something else. Do you guys have any other questions, comments, excitement to tell me? Because I've made a mess, like always. But I think, well, you know what? I can let you guys watch what I'm going to do with this. I think I'm going to get a Ninja Creami pint, and I think I'm going to turn this into a Frappuccino real quick. So I have to come over here where all my backup pints are stored. I'll bring 2 in case, just in case. And if you wanted to add something richer to this, you could. And I talked about how in the Ninja Creami ebook too. Oh, and I'm supposed to mention, and Marcus, hopefully you're still here to hear this, I am now having a December sale on Kathy's Cooking Club. So I know some of you are already in the cooking club. You get over 150 past classes plus 2 live classes every month. Or like in October, we had 1 and we had 3 in November. So you get makeup sometimes, very rarely, but sometimes. And the classes are 2 to 3 hours long. It's not a cook-along class. We experiment together. I teach you how to do the things just like I'm teaching you here. And we just go along and make lots of new delicious things that fit into your dietary requirements. And there's always things for gluten-free allergies, soy-free allergies, SOS, everything's always no oil, things like that. So it's on sale for $27 instead of $50 a month. And you can buy a whole year and get like, I guess that's like 2 months free. Is that 2 months free? Yeah, it's like 2 months free. Ta-da! There's my spiel. Yay, Marcus is here to see it. But I'd love you guys to come because as much as you interact here in the chat, that's what we do in class too. And you'll have input on the things that I did. So like last week, I did dry sauce mixes. And so I made a Thai peanut butter mix. And these are all dry. You store them dry, then reconstitute them in water. I made a mole sauce that's incredible. I did not think that that was going to work. And it did, and it was exciting. So sometimes we're always trying these new things to push the envelope on what we can do, because having these mixes, like I made mushroom gravy, brown gravy mix, we made something else too, oh, nacho cheese mix, and things like that. So the other day when I didn't want to make something, I just took a tablespoon of nacho cheese sauce, like a 1/4 cup of water, put it in the microwave, and then just poured it over my vegetables. And it made things really, really awesome. Oh, Colleen, thank you so much. Colleen is a member. And I think, Miss Terry, you're a member of Kathy's Cooking Club, aren't you? Tanya's a member. So I think there's TS is a member, I think, too. So you guys tell the people if you like it, if you're here and you're a member, just say I'm a member. And I would love that, because I would like to build up the community a little bit more, because I don't always like talking about it all the time. So I end up kind of just building it up once or twice a year. So let's do it. And there's, oh, in case I didn't tell you where you can, down below, if you click on the description, the very top link is the link to the sale for Kathy's Cooking Club. Okay, so I could do this 2 ways. I could make this into a milkshake or a Frappuccino. Now these are for the smaller one, not the deluxe. The deluxe model of the Ninja Creami has a little spot for you to add non-dairy milk or water if you're making a slushie. This doesn't, and it doesn't have a button, so people think you can't make Frappuccinos. They're called Creami-chinos for the Ninja Creami. Oh good, Ellen's saying she's a member and loves it. Tanya says, if you build it, they will come. That's what happened last year. Last year I hadn't mentioned it in a long time, and I mentioned it, and we got almost 300 members. It was really great. I really enjoyed it. And a lot of people are still here. Jackie's a member, of course. All right, so I could freeze this just like this. If I wanted to make a milkshake, I would spin it just like this the first time. And I would probably spin it on light ice cream, because this is going to freeze pretty hard. There is a little bit of agave, but not enough to keep it really soft. And light ice cream lets your machine know this blend's probably going to be hot, like firmer. And so what that does is it means the blade will spin faster and the pole will come down slower. Then I could make this into a milkshake, so I could fill it with non-dairy milk and then click milkshake setting and do that. Or with the other one, I could put cold brew coffee in there, or a mixture of cold brew coffee and non-dairy milk, spin it and have a frappuccino. So whenever you make one of these and you're like, well, what am I going to do with that? Don't throw it out. Don't throw it out. Oh, Joanne says the cooking club. Oh, thank you so much. She said the cooking club is fabulous. Best money I spent in content in 2024. Oh, thank you so much. That just means the world to me. It really does. It's super fun, because then we get in there and do all kinds of things. We did a Korean class this year. We've done lots of we did another dry soup class. We're going to do a couple more dry classes. Hopefully tonight I will send out that Kathy's Cooking Club email about December dates, if not first thing in the morning. But it's just so much fun, and also you get so much past content. You don't have to watch it if you don't want to, but if you're like in a spot where right now you're trying to transition or learn how to cook whole food plant-based and you're not sure, I'm really good with some inexpensive options to make things. Just kind of like this, like the vanilla was the most expensive thing we used in this, really. Peppermint extract is cheap, and you can pick up a lot of it really cheap after the holidays. Chia seeds aren't super cheap, but you're using such a small amount, and you can use any sweetener you want. Oh, Kelly, thank you so much. She said she joined the cooking club a year ago and loves it. I just love it because I feel like when I go in, it's a lot like this, only I have more of an agenda. I sort of had an agenda here. And things will be much messier, and I will drop more things for sure. Aw, Jackie, that means the world to me. She says the cooking club is the only subscription I plan on keeping after I retire. It is a really good community. If you're around, Apple is in it, and in fact, Apple, who helps me moderate a lot of these, who's in the Heartbeat Club, she's really active in it. So many people. So probably almost as many people are on live now, are usually live. And if you can't make a live date, don't worry, there's always recordings that you can see. But we've done everything. We've done everything from cans of bean class to I'm too tired to cook, like things that are super easy and accessible for things like seasonal affective disorder, if you have a chronic disease, or if you're just depressed. Some days we just can't do all the things. On the other, if you're like, well, that's really boring, I don't want to do that. We've made tofu and tempeh from scratch. We make seasoning blends and mixes from scratch. And those aren't hard. You just have to think about things differently. Yeah. Let's see what else we have. Aw, and Tanya says she loves the community part. I do too. The community is really wonderful, and just like we have the free Heartbeat community for everybody, and that's also down there. So if you're not a member, sign up. You will get notices of events and us going live, but you can change that in your settings if that's something you don't want. We also have a second Heartbeat group that's for people of Kathy's Cooking Club as well. So that's where everybody gets to chat, exchange recipes, talk about different things. But I'm trying to think. I think that's it then. If you guys have some questions, let me know. I I will try and get this recipe up on the blog too, even though it's kind of a non-recipe. This is what happens. Recipe developers put amounts down to not make you nervous. So you feel like you can make it the first time, but if you make somebody's the first time without tasting it, you're going to be like, that's too much peppermint. That's not enough chocolate. So you're still going to tweak it later on in one way or another. So like another thing you could do after you blend this is you could put in some chopped chocolate chips and make it, if you like, a milkshake with texture, which a few pieces of peppermint's all the texture I can do. All right, guys, well, I think I'm going to drink my milkshake and watch some TV and hang out with Cheryl till she's live here at 9. So come join Cheryl because she'll be doing super fun things and set your goals and intentions for the week. I was in a video group with Marcus earlier today setting one of my intents, or a couple of my intents, and one was to go ahead and get this sale going. 2 was going live 5 times this week, so 4 more to go before we go on vacation. And when we're on vacation, we'll do a couple of lives from Orlando, and it'll be super fun, okay? You guys have the best night. If you make this shake, let me know. Post a picture over in Heartbeat. I'd love to see it, all right? You guys have the best, I guess I was going to say day, but I'm like, have the best rest of your day, all right? Bye.